scared my chickens. Excuse the mess in the background. I've been busy creating today and I have not tidied up that desk and it's been a while. So that's okay. Hopefully you're all ready to catch up and create cards with me. Welcome. And what am I doing today? Well, I thought I'll do this, I'll do that. And then I just went, nope, you know what? Let's play with some designer series paper. If you didn't know, the last chance items have been updated on Tuesday. And with that update, there was a lot of designer series paper that landed into that category. So there's quite a few bargains to be had. So I'll just turn you over to my other screen so I can inconspicuously look at the screen I've got here. For example, Floral Delight, which is, I've got heaps of goodies here. Floral Delight, which is this yellow one. It's reduced. It's down to $17.40. The textured notes stamp set has been reduced. The Botanical Textures Designer Series paper, which is this super lovely black and white one, which I just really enjoy because it means there's so many different things that you can do with it. That's reduced. That's down to $17.40 as well. I bought over Celebratory Sips because it is also on last chance, but I do love it. And I just thought, you know, there's lots of different things that we can have a play with. So, one card, 4 different ways. What do you reckon? Let's press go on here. So we're going to do one card 4 different ways, or 4 different, just using different designer series papers. So we'll see how we go. Let's just make, and I've bought a few different things over so we can have a bit of a play. Let's make this one our plain one. Okay, so feel free to comment, feel free to say good day, do all that sort of stuff. So this is Celebratory Sips designer series paper. Say that real fast. Okay, I have just got my basic cardstock. Pick any color that you like out of it. We're going to do a bit of mixing old with new. I have brought over I am loving my Banner Punch. I have brought that over. And I brought over Banner Sayings. I've got traditional label dies. It's been reduced as well. It does have a stamp set, but the dies in here are fabulous. So I brought them over. And I've also got one of our favorites from the annual catalogue, With You in Mind. This one here is one of my favorite stamp sets. So I'm just going to show you how essentially if this was a sketch, you'd have your basic cardstock, a card mat, and then 2 pieces of designer series paper. All right. So you can add ribbon. You can add essentially you can add whatever you want to it. But in this case, we could add some ribbon because we've got some this is strawberry slush. We've got some strawberry slush ribbon that we can add to this one. And I've brought over quite a few different coloured inks. So we'll just have a play. Okay, so if we were just going along and we're a brand new stamper, nice and easy. Where did I put here's my card bases. And I need a piece for my inside. So I'm a brand new stamper. I've got I've got a sentiment stamp to my name and that's it. So this piece here is cut 10 centimeters by 14.4. Okay, so it's going to fit very snugly on that piece of strawberry slush. Okay, and you know what? I'm going to add it straight to it. So this is we're going to add it straight to it with my glue that doesn't want to work. Okay, let's get another one. This one's been sitting in my little glue holder, so this one should come out very nicely. Yep, there you go. Okay, so it's a plain piece of cardstock. So essentially all I've had so far is cardstock and a trimmer. All right, and I'll just stick that down. So if you're new to card making, A trimmer is your go-to item. Okay, once you've got a trimmer, you can cut things straight. You're on a roll. Okay, this piece is for our inside. You can put some designer series paper on the inside. You can put some designer series paper on the outside. It's up to you. Okay, I'm going to stick this piece. I want it to go underneath this piece here. There's a couple of different ways that you can put it. You can actually glue this piece straight on, but you want to make sure that you're going to be able to get this piece of designer series paper in underneath there. So what we'll do is I'll just lay that on here. Okay, this little piece is only 2 centimeters. It's just a little strip that's about 11 centimeters long. It's up to you how long you make it. It doesn't matter, but it does need to sit fairly central. Okay, just using the lines there to guide it to make sure it's straight. And then we can turn this piece over. Make sure if it's directional, make sure your print is up the correct way. So, and then we'll just add that baby to there. Very easy, just needs a sentiment. So I'm thinking that we've only got a trimmer. Oh, that's a little bit crooked. We've only got a trimmer. We might do this as a happy birthday card. So I'll pull out some happy birthdays. If you wanted to, you could add a cupcake to this one, because we're going to do a happy birthday card. Okay, so I've got my strawberry slush, which will bring in the color from the back. Oh, you're going to be big enough. Yep. All right, and I've got another spare piece of designer series of basic white paper. Got our strawberry slush, and we're going to have a nice big happy birthday sentiment. Just going to pop it here. Okay, and yep, I left my trimmer on the other table. So we're working with just a few tools today, not lots and lots. She lives here, Oliver. Yes. Such a tough dog. Got to bark at those people that live here. You never know what they're going to do. All right, so bringing my trimmer in, line that baby up, and make myself. Hello, Mabelicious.
Hi, Mum. Did you make cookies?
No, I did not.
Why is this not cookies?
Because I made Christmas cake. All right. Okay, and we're going to just trim a little bit off the end because we don't want it to be that big. All right. And there we have a very nice, very easy birthday card. Okay. So we will put that on. We will put that on with some dimensionals. Beginner stamp. Very easy card. Ooh. So if you're a beginner, don't be scared. Our paper works so beautifully with everything works so beautifully together. If the color is in the paper, then it is going to work just so lovely. Now, yes, I've brought in an extra tool. That is our Take Your Pick tool. Let's turn this on an angle just so that I can do that. Okay. And then I do like to decorate my insides. Our beginners can do this. Quite lovely. Here is a block. And we're going to pop a cake in here. We're letting all of our designer series paper do the talking today, but we do need a cupcake in our card. Okay, so I'll just pop. Now, ways that you can actually add to this card, just to make it a little bit, step it up a little bit, is you can open the card. add some ribbon, add some bling. Nice ways. All right, there's our first card. Okay, let's do this one here. Okay, same card. We're going to do a different sentiment.
Look at the blue gift I got.
Oh, Mavy's a bit excited here. She's got a snowman. Okay.
It's a gingerbread man.
Oh, sorry, it's a gingerbread man with a hat on. All right. So if we were to add one extra tool, let's bring in a blending brush. Okay. So I've brought over. I didn't do anything. I've brought over some pumpkin pie. I've got pumpkin pie. This is also celebratory sips. I can't say that very well. I really like celebratory. Yeah. One designer series paper pack, two fabulous different types of paper. Okay. Where is everybody today? Nobody's chatting to me today. Oh, no, they're not chatting to me today, but that's okay. And I just thought it's really quite pretty, all that floral. Okay. So we're going to add a little bit of design. We're going to add a little bit of blending. Okay. We're going to use our blending brush without the dimensional back because you know how they get everywhere. Okay. Start here in the middle. You can, if you've got a glass mat, you can start on your glass mat. Start here in the middle. See how it's got all scratchy? Well, if you blend your way out, your scratchy will stay in the middle. Okay. Doesn't need to be anything astronomical. We can come around the sides a bit just to add a little bit of difference, just to change it up a little bit. Okay. And we're going to glue this one down as well. Should do those 10 cards in 10 minutes things. I don't, it'd have to be 5 cards. There's no way I'm fast enough for that. It's like setting the cat amongst the pigeons. Every time Maeve walks past those baby chickens, they just scatter. They just scatter. Now, I don't have any pumpkin pie ribbon, but you'll notice that Timid Tiger will work just beautifully for us. Okay, so we're going to use it. So we've added a blending brush and we've added some ribbon. All right, same deal. I'm going to stick down my piece here. Okay. I want it in underneath there. So just got to hold your tongue in the right spot. Make sure it is straight. Okay. And we're going to add, let's get our sentiment. Shall we do the same sentiment? Hi, Cheryl. How are you going? Another happy birthday, but we're going to do this happy birthday. Oh, we could do thinking of you probably. It's a bit up there for thinking of you, isn't it? Actually, no, do you know what? Let's do thinking of you. This is one, I love this stamp set. Absolutely love this stamp set. It's one of my favorite in the annual catalogue. All right, and so much goes with it. It's good. You can use it with anything. Okay, so thinking of you. Okay, holding my tongue in the right spot. I'm going to trim it down. Okay. I'll close that because you know what? We don't want that. I'm liable to put my arm in it. I'll just trim this off. You can pre-cut all your bits of paper, your basic white if you want. and trim them down, but it just gives you a little bit more play and a bit more wiggle room if you trim them after. Now, because we did the blending on the edges of that one, I'm going to do it on the edges of this as well. Okay. And you're thinking, she's got the banner punch there. She hasn't used it yet. That's right. We're adding it to the next one. Okay. So this one here, we're just adding some ribbon. Okay. Now, there's a couple of different ways that you can add ribbon. The strawberry slush would work on this one as well. There's one way you can do is you can tie it around this piece here. You can add it as like a loopy thing, which is essentially what I'm going to do this time. Okay. If you add ribbon, you want to make sure that, you've glued your piece of cards, your designer series paper down. Okay. Pop that one on there. And turn this to the side. I'm putting this piece of tear and tape underneath where I'm going to put my sentiment. Okay. So I'm just using my tool to grab up that piece because that makes life a bit easier. And what I'm going to do, so that's going to go like that, very similar to our other one. All right, but I'm going to pull some ribbon, and I want it to be just slightly bigger than my sentiment. Okay. And I'm just going to go like so with my ribbon. Now you'll notice it is still on the roll. All right, and that is because I don't cut this ribbon until after I've stuck my sentiment down, after I've made the decision as to how big I want it. Might actually come back down again. Okay, so, and that would just make it so that way I don't waste any ribbon. All right. And we'll just flag this one off here. So essentially that's the only little piece of ribbon that I've wasted. Now, again, we're going to add some dimensionals under here. And then we're going to pop that one up. Okay. So for a piece about this size, I would be using at least 6 dimensionals. And that is just to ensure that it's got support. We don't want our cards going floppy now, do we? Okay. Take off that. All right. Turn it around and add my sentiment. Now, the other thing I've got hiding over here, just because we can, I've got some, these are Timid Tiger, but they are going to work. I have got a bucket load of Timid Tiger dots here. All right, so we're just going to add some of those. And that looks crooked. No, it's not. Okay. It is just no, it's not crooked. All right, it's just me playing silly buggers with my eyes. Okay, so that's 2 down. So very basic, no extra. Very, very great for a starter. Add a little bit more. We've added on this one, we've added some blending. So we've added a technique, we've added some ribbon, and we've added some bling. This one here, you can do anything when you've got basic black and white. It's essentially, you can have loads and loads of fun. So this one here is a Winker Stella. This is one of my favorite things. So what we're going to add to this particular card is we're going to add some blending. Okay, and we're going to add some Winker Stella, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. All right, so we've added just a few little extra things. Now I brought over with me some Granny Apple Green, and what else have I got over here? I've got some Petunia Pop ribbon. This ribbon is just so pretty. It's actually retiring as well. It's in the last chance list. So just want to make sure that you check out that last chance section of the online store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of, I'm going to add some Granny Apple Green to our card. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're just going to take it one step further. So we're going to add some Granny Apple Green because I love green. Got a different blending brush. I'm just going to add a little bit of Granny Apple Green to it. And we might add a bit of we might add some stamping as well. Okay. All right. So we're going to pull out some leaves. Oh, no, actually, do you know what? I don't think we need them. Don't take it too much. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Granny Apple Green ink on my stamp block just here. Might be a little bit difficult to see, but it's there, trust me. Okay, let's move that to the side. What I'm going to do with my Wink of Stella, and if you've got a blending pen, you can do this as well, is I'm going to pick up that Granny Apple Green ink and I'm going to add it to some of these leaves. Okay, so you can colour in with your designer series paper and a Wink of Stella. You can colour in any colour that you like. All right, so black and white paper is fabulous because it allows you to have a little bit of fun in the color of your choice. Now this paper is called Botanical Textures. There's some really dark pieces, as you can see here with this one here, and there's some main predominantly white pieces. This paper is also reduced in our last chance area. So you don't want to miss out on, always make sure you check it out. It does update approximately, works out as about every second month. Okay, and it's a good way so that you can get a bit more bang for your buck when it comes to crafting. Okay, we're all on tight budgets and it's just a nice way so that you can make lots of cards without spending lots of money. And you can do them quickly as well. So you get the picture here with what I'm doing. You don't need to do all of them, but it is nice to have some of them coloured. Okay. All right. Okay. Then this piece, oh, as you can see here, there's a darker on the back of this one. And there on the back of this one here is a dark one again. Okay. All right. Now, what colour did I bring over for you? I brought over black. So I've just been a little bit subtle there. You can also bring in, actually that's what I'll do. I'll bring in, I won't use my Petunia Pop ribbon. I'll just use, I've got some basic white ribbon on the desk. You can use any basic white ribbon and you can do this with it. You can colour it with your ink and your blending brush. Okay. So I put some ink on here, just pull it through. Okay. Glass mat is perfect for this. If you're going to do this, you want to do both sides. All right. And we're just subtly changing the colour of this ribbon. Okay. And this time we might use a different sentiment and some banners. Now, if you have put ink all over, and you can see the difference. If you have put ink all over your glass mat, you will need to wash it off before you put anything white on the mat. Okay, because it is going to change its colour. It will affect it and it will come off onto your white cardstock. I'm just going to colour around the edges of this a bit just to add a bit of colour. and will actually go in here like so. Now this particular stamp set that we've already been using does have a leaf in it. If you want to bring those leaves from the front of that card through, you can. And we'll just do that. Make sure put it on the opposites. Oh, my leaf's not sticking. Okay, just for the center of my card. All right. Let's pop that over there. Oopsie. Try not to get ink everywhere. Now, we've got a brand new stamp set, which I did show you last week. If you missed that video, please pop on over and have a sticky. Okay, it's called Banner Sayings, and it comes with a really fabulous punch. It's less than $70 for the whole bundle, and you'll get the stamp set and the punch. And you know what the best bit about it is? There's so many different sayings. Okay, so I'm just going to pull one of them out, and we're going to change this up a bit. Let's glue this guy down because we need to make it so that it's stable. So we've done a little bit of colouring on this one with Wink of Stella, just to change it up a bit. I might put it up that way just so that that leaf there is going in the right direction. Put some green down there. And I'm going to put this one here on. But what I'm going to do first, this is another way to add ribbon. All right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to bend it across here. Stick it is the word I was looking for, not bend it. Oh gosh. Stick it across here and across here. Cut that and hope that I've made it long enough. All right. Oh. That piece is going to get stuck down here. Now, if you're gluing ribbon on like this, put a little bit of glue on that ribbon as well, just so that it's on there and you can, you've got it, okay? And I'll just pop that now on here like so. Are you stuck? Oh, my basic white piece is not stuck down. Okay, and we've got to take the lid off. And we're going to go like so. I might put the inside in while I'm thinking about it. I quite frequently don't, although our stamp sets often have inside sentiments as well as part of them, I quite frequently don't put inside sentiments in my cards until, oh, that's as crooked as dog's hind leg, until the day that I'm actually using them. And the reason being is that I might say happy birthday, but I might want it to say to a great friend or something like that, or hope you have a fabulous birthday. It just, depending on what I want to say, depends on what I actually add to it. All right, so I'm just going to add a little bit more color to this ribbon, just because it's not long enough now. Okay, and then I'm going to tie this in here. It's up to you whether you tie a bow, or if you don't want to tie a bow, that's fine, just tie a knot. And we'll trim that guy off there. You can do that with any of our white ribbons. You can turn them into a coloured ribbon, okay? If it doesn't want to sit where you want it to sit, your glue dots can be used to bend it into submission, for want of a better way of putting it. So just grab one of these on your Take Your Pick tool. You can also just grab one on the tip of your scissors, and you can just stick that underneath there, and then that ribbon is not going to move, because the way that I've done that there, that will slide all the way over and back again. Now we've got our banner celebration, our beautiful banners here. It cuts 3 different banners. Okay. Oh, I've got ink on that. So when you pop your cardstock in here, it's going to cut 3 different banners. All right. Then you can choose which one you want. Now, the beauty about this stamp set being on photopolymer is that you can actually pick what you want it to say. So let's do consider yourself. Oh, let's do wishing good things. Let's find it on here. Wishing good things is this one here. I am yet to move them over to that side. Okay, pop that on our block. And because we're using our garden green on here, we're going to bring the garden green in this way. And we can use, I think I want this one. Wishing you good things. Yeah, look at that. And I'm going to stick it on there a bit. Oh, actually, do you know what? I think this one will look better. Let's do this one. Because, oh, turn up the right way though. Because if you glue this one in the right spot, all right, you can make it look like it's a tag on that ribbon. All right, so we're going to do that. Yep. Okay, so I'll just get some mini dimensionals because this one needs little dots. The big dots will work, but because of where I want to sit it, I'm going to use the minis, and I'm going to use 3 to ensure that it's well and truly stuck. Okay. And I'm going to just tuck that in up underneath there. And ta-da, that looks lovely. Okay. So now what you can do is you can use any dots that you've got, any gems that you've got sitting on your table, and to make this extra a little bit pretty. I've got these guys. Let's add a little bit of gold to it. What do you reckon? So these are the flower accents, and they are super duper cute. And you'll notice, see how they've got a little bit of texture? Okay, and we can add just some little tiny ones of these, just to add a little bit of pretty. Don't like 2 things doing the same job. Okay, just 3 little gems just to make it so that it's, you know, something a bit different. Okay, and now we've got one more to show you. Okay, so we've been working our way through. We've added something each time. Now we're going to add just a little bit more. Okay, move those other guys. This beautiful paper here is Floral Delight. It is and I've got some Daffodil Delight with me. Okay, this paper here has been teamed up with our new Vine embossing folder that I am just, it's not available yet. To get this beauty here, you need to be a demonstrator, unless you want to wait till January. If you want to wait till January, not a problem. I'm happy for you to get it in January, but if you would like it now, it is just divine. It is actually one of my favorites, and it's called the Stone and Vine, and it's a 3D folder. If you watched last week, you would have seen me make this card with it. Okay, see the texture on it? It's just fabulous. This is it just on a piece of basic white. Look, it just says, "Aren't I beautiful?" all over. We're going to hide quite a lot of it. Okay, so I'm going to glue this guy down. Now, potentially for this one, I might trim my piece of designer series paper a little bit smaller, just to make it so that textured folder becomes a bit more of the hero. What do you reckon? Yeah. So I might just make this a little bit skinnier. So I'm just going to take, so it's currently 7 centimeters. Let's take it down to 6. Not with the, using the score tool will not make any difference whatsoever there, will it? Take it down to 6. I brought over the cut and emboss machine. I didn't use it, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to add this piece to here and the same deal, this piece to here. But because we've taken it down a little bit, how it's just like that design, that folder is just fabulous. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to, I didn't bring it. That's cool. We're actually going to glue these guys down. Okay. Now we've got some Darling Duckling ribbon that'll work beautifully for this. It goes quite nicely. It is just a little bit different to Daffodil Delight, but that's okay. Just moving that over there just so I can see where I want to put this guy. Try and make it relatively even. You may need to stick a block on this just to stick these guys down because they're so, look, isn't the back of that pretty? This paper's reduced as well. There's so many different variations in the paper. You get 6 different pieces. You get 2 of each, of course, as with the majority of our design series paper. There is some that's coming in the new catalogue that is a little bit different. Because there's so much texture in this design, in this folder, you may need to force your piece of design series paper into submission there. Okay, so I've got the Darling Duckling ribbon. Okay, it's you can tell it's not really the same color, but you can't. Does that make sense? And I brought over the Daffodil Delight ink. However, I've got my Old Olive. My go-to favorite is Old Olive. Now, if you wanted to, you could come along with Wink of Stella, which I'm going to just give a bit of a clean to. And you could put a bit of Wink of Stella on some of these popped up areas just to make them look even better. You could add a little bit of color to them if you wanted to, but I'm not this time. I'm just adding plain Wink of Stella, although I will note there is a little bit of green on some of these, but those ones are going to get covered. Okay, and I could do the same on these guys as well, just to make it a little bit more. All right, the choice is yours. We're just adding a little bit of an extra step just to bring that a bit more. As we get a few more tools into our kit, it is always nice to have extra things that we can do. Okay. All right, we've added that. All right, so this sentiment, we're going to join 2 together. Okay. So using our, we've got happy birthday here, but I really, really love the happy birthday that's in this guy. As you know, this nice, big, beautiful happy birthday. Okay, so we're stepping it up just a little bit. I'll get another piece of paper because I've used it all. And what we're going to do is in Old Olive, hopefully it's re-inked enough. I'm just going to stamp that on there. It's as crooked as a dog's hind leg, and that doesn't matter because I am going to fussy cut it. So I do have a few team members that hate fussy cutting with a passion. I've got a few friends that absolutely love it. So it just depends on which person you are. So I will tell you a few hints. If you move the scissors, you will find it more difficult. If you move the paper, you'll find it easier. Decide what your border is going to be and go with that and try and get it all the way around very, very similar. Now, I have seen someone using a compass and writing around the words with pencil and the compass, and I tried it and failed miserably. So it's up to you. You pick which way it suits you. All right. But I actually find fussy cutting quite therapeutic. I don't mind it. And it opens up a whole new lot of options, okay? Because your words or your sentiments don't have to be always on something square, always on something that you've punched out. All right. Okay. So there's the happy birthday. Okay. So you can also then lay that onto another piece and you can do a double up of it. So I could have put this on another piece of Daffodil Delight and essentially doubled it up. But we're going to add some ribbon underneath it. And where did that spare one go? Okay. And you know what? I think it would have looked really good if I'd done it, but I didn't bring it over with me. But that's okay. I didn't bring any spare cardstock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this up here. You could separate the words. Actually, let's do that. All right. Nobody said they had to stay together. As nice as they are together, they don't have to stay together. All right. Just curling, going around my edges. And now I've got my birthday looking pretty funky, but let's go like this. Holding my tongue right. It's funny because I don't talk much when I'm fussy cutting normally because I do concentrate a bit. It's just one of those things, I think. And around we go. Right. Okay, so this word happy will also fit on that banner. Just saying, okay? But I do want it for something else, okay? So it's already punched out the 3 banners. I don't need to punch out another banner. That wasn't someone at the door. I'm just going to be able to stamp it off, okay? So like I'm going to find, where is Cue the Confetti? Cue the Confetti's here. Let's put that one over there. I like to clean them before I put them back in a packet, so it's got to go over there. Cue the Confetti is quite little. And do you know what? I wonder if it'll stamp well in Daffodil Delight. Let's see. Tie it on a scrap first. Too hard to see. There's my answer. Here's Old Olive. So we'll do it in Old Olive. Cue the Confetti. And that's straight. Excellent. Okay. So now we've got Happy Birthday. And we've got Cue the Confetti. Okay, so we've got a couple of different layers there and things that we can do. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut a piece of ribbon. And I'm just going to stick it on like so, but it's too long. Hold on, we'll just take a little bit off. Now to stick a piece of ribbon on like this, I do use double-sided tape, which has developed, I was going to say it's developed some legs, but it hasn't, because here it is here. And I'm just going to pop it down here. Pull up this. Okay. Hello, honey. And stick that one on there. And then we're going to use some dimensionals. Again, you could use the minis on this. I'm going to use big ones because it's got to stick to the ribbon. And I do find that things stick better to the ribbon if they're a bit bigger. All right. And I'm going to use 2 on this. Okay. Cue the confetti. So it's sticking to the ribbon and to the paper. Okay. This guy up here is going to sit up here like so. And again, we can put some ribbon under it just to make it so that it's bringing that through. And you can put the ribbon in different ways, whatever you want. But I think that we might have it so that it's bringing this sort of theme along with it. So we're going to do a similar sort of thing. Okay, but it's going to come in from the other side, like so. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. We'll put a piece of the designer's, put a piece of tear and tape under here. And we'll pull it up. And you'll notice that I'm sending it to the edge of the paper. Yay, if it lets me. Okay. Might put that one underneath there. What do you reckon? Add some dimensionals to this guy. And you could do this with any packet of paper. All right. You are not restricted in any way, shape, or form. You can have your paper being having any sentiment that you like on it, because they all work. And this little guy here is going to get some minis because I've cut it so small. And without further ado, we've also got, this is the pack, or this is part of a pack of the in color ones, in color dots. So the dots actually go with the in colors, not Daffodil Delight, but you know what? They've got like this iridescence to them. So they actually work very nicely in this respect as well. Okay, let's add another one there. It doesn't want to come out of the paper. Oopsie. There you go. All right. And again, we'll decorate the inside. So let's have a look at these. We've been about 45 minutes, and we've got 4 different cards, all just using different designer series paper, some of which is in the I keep calling it the clearance rack. It's last chance. So we've got some designer series paper. We've made 4 cards, and this is how they've turned out. Great for a beginner. Easy, very satisfying. Stamp on the inside. Beautiful card. Anyone would be more than happy to have it. Let's step it up. Some blending brushes. We've added some bling. Okay. So that's actually, that is actually the same packet of designer series paper. All right. Cut a little bit smaller than our mat, and so a little bit shorter and a lot skinnier. Our black and white, but you can add any color you like to. What we've done here is we've added some Wink of Stella blending, some color with some Wink of Stella, and we've colored our ribbon, which was essentially white. Let me just show that one to you a bit closer. See how it's now green. and we've also done a bit more blending. This little piece de la resistance is made using the beautiful Floral Delight paper, which is just lovely. We've added the Stone and Vine upcoming embossing folder, which if you don't want to wait, you're going to have to get as a you can only get it as a demonstrator. But if you do want to wait, you're happy, it will be available in January. We've done some fussy cutting, we've done some punching, lots of different things, cut our ribbon a little bit different and added some things. So that's 4 cards there. If you were to prep those 4 cards, prep that paper, you could do, and you needed to get out, cards make a lovely gift. So if you needed to get a lot of cards out and do a lot of them quite quickly, then this is a great way to do it. All right, I'm going to head off. So let me just pull this back up here. I'm going to, oh gosh, I'm going to head off. Hopefully I will see you all next week. If you're watching this on replay, please pop a comment into the, please comment below. Love to see who catches up with me. And happy shopping, everybody. Like making, happy, yeah, everything. It's a good day. All right, I'll catch you all later. Links are in the description. See ya.